The media has been freaking out because Donald Trump, he said that he's going to be a dictator on day one and day one only. I love that. You know, I want a president who's going to go in there and he's going to fix this situation. The executive government is supposed to represent the will of the people and who we elected, and we elected President Trump. So all of these people that are coming in the executive administration and cutting down him within his own cabinet, this is ridiculous. And a lot of these people need to be fired and replaced with loyalists like me, like him, like real patriots that are actually going to represent this country and put our agenda forward to make America great again. Period.
Most of the MAGA supporters that shot for a dictatorship under Trump don't fully grasp all the details that this un-American coalition has put forward to bring fascism to the country. But this guy's jazzed about the opportunity to think that Donald Trump gives a damn about his loyalty outside of using him as a foot soldier in some kind of rebellion against democracy.
So he had 4 years to do that, and you're saying he didn't. What makes you think differently this time?
Because this time we're going to fire the people. Vivek came up with great plans. And there's an effort, Project 2025. A lot of the liberals are freaking out about it. We're going to go in the government. We're going to fire the administrative state that is within the executive branch that is elected by former presidents, both Republicans and Democrats. The establishment, the Bush Republicans, they have them locked in there. And then they cut down on the president and President Trump's agenda, and he can't deliver because his own executive department is attacking him.
Well, he nominates his cabinet secretaries and the leaders of all the departments within the cabinet, within the president's cabinet.
There's a lot of people who are in there that can't be fired. Vivek would talk about this all the time because they have civil service protections. If you can't fire someone, that means you work for them.
There's this odd addiction to destroying the country for the sake of sticking it to liberals that Trump keyed in on to cement support from some of these folks. And when guys like this get excited about the response from fellow Americans that point out just how disastrous their desires would be under a Democrat or Republican president, they miss the fact that Trump's absolute power would ignore any and all demands that they have too.
Biden, he can't claim to represent the people. He doesn't even show up and see them ever. He's literally just... Everyone knows he's a puppet. He can't even walk. He can't even talk.
A puppet of whom?
All of the interests that I'm talking about. You know, you have these built-in interests within the administrative system. You can't get anything done in this country. We haven't built any nuclear. They're trying to shut down our energy.
We're drilling for more oil than we ever have in our lives. How are they trying to shut down energy?
Because they're going into this big green bubble. They're investing all this money and trying to direct all of our major industries to invest in these energies like wind, solar, that aren't going to meet our needs, that are super expensive, that actually require more fossil fuels than our current way of doing things. But they don't invest in nuclear. Isn't that interesting? You haven't seen much of a nuclear investment at all. In fact, they're shutting Indian Point. I was there in 2021 in New York when they shut down Indian Point nuclear station. Why? It's the cleanest energy available. But there's built-in interest. Some of them believe that we need to do depopulation to fit the current, limits to growth that we have. Because they don't believe in growth. They don't believe in energy. It's sick, really.
I think a lot of them would say that it was because of safety. It was because of what happened in Japan. It happened in 1979 at 3 Mile Island, and a history of questionable safety issues that we've paid for ever since. Obviously, Chernobyl in Russia. So I think there's a safety issue, no?
Yes.
It was a thorough tirade of conspiracies that don't really match up with reality. So when Michael Schur mentions a very basic explanation for his hair being on fire, he has to concede that there just might be something else happening besides Trump always being a victim. But as quickly as reality hit one ear, it immediately escaped out of the other. So if you haven't been convinced yet, Trump's loyalist czar here has one last pitch for you.
Look, we live in a crazy world. Crazy things have to be done in other countries to maintain a relative amount of peace. We have to sit down, we have to do what is necessary as the leader of the free world. You know, the Trump movement, America First, is not about retreating from the world. It's about leading forward with strength, and that is what President Trump represents.